Hey, what's up YouTube? Comic Freak for Life here, and today I have a little series I want to start off, and it is about cards going up in price and what you should do in order to fully benefit from it, and just some tips. So, the stuff I'm going to be talking about today is Dino Rabbit, especially Macro Rabbit. So, it seems that a lot of people now have been starting to pick up Macro Rabbit because of Atlanteans and a lot of other decks that revolve around the graveyard, where macro in the main deck will help out a lot. So a lot of people have chosen to run Macro Rabbit. So because of all the reprints with Rabbit and Tour Guide and all that stuff, uh, the deck is relatively cheap to make, including the Logia and Dolka, all that stuff. But when decks get cheap, there's those one or two cards that will go up in price, especially if the deck gets popular like it has, because it's usually people that want to make money off of it. They kind of like, if the price slowly rises to where there's always that couple of cards, one or two or three cards that you have to have in the deck that go up in price. So whereas even though the deck is still a budget deck, there are a couple of cards that will go up in price. And if you can kind of read into what you think will go up, then you might be able to make a little bit of trade or money off of it. So the two cards in Dino Rabbit that have seen the biggest price increases are Drak Gwaiba and Forbidden Lands. I'm going to talk about Drak Gwaiba first. Drak Gwaiba, it's originally maybe a month or two ago, it was about a $3 to $4 card for the super rare from Hidden Arsenal 3. And the dual terminal, they don't even have any on eBay anymore. But back then, I think the dual terminal might have been like maybe like $5 to $10, and the super was like $3 to $4. Well, now that Macro Rabbit, Dino Rabbit has become more popular because of mermails and stuff like that, Drak Gwaiba on eBay is about $10 each. So that's a very big increase from $3 to $4 to $10 for Drak Gwaiba. Just a simple super rare from Hidden Arsenal 3 can go up that much. It's very surprising. So, because really there's not much else. I have my Dino Rabbit deck, I just finished it. There's really nothing else in this deck that you can kind of raise the price besides Tour Guide and Rabbit. I mean, Super Rabbit came in both tins, so that's only sells for like $1 or $2, and Tour Guide Super Rares are about $8 because of the Hanzo tin being so wanted that they sell out everywhere. The rares are still about as much too, but besides those cards that are going to be that same price and they're used in multiple decks, Gwaiba and Lance are used in that deck, and that's why they've gone up. So, like I said, Gwaiba, $3 to $4 card, is now about a $10 card, and Forbidden Lance was about maybe a $4, $5, $6 card for a common, is now maybe $8 to $10. On eBay, they're going for cheapest about $8 to $10 for a common Lance, and that's going from maybe $4 or $5. I was lucky enough, Majestics yesterday, I got my last two Lances, the guy valued them at 4 each, because some people still value, like me, if a card goes up like really high, and someone tells me, oh yeah, that card's like way more now, and I got it for maybe like $1 or $2, I will value it less because I got it for so cheap. So say if a card what I got for like $1 or $2 and now it's worth $20, let's say, I might value it at 10 or 15 because I got it for $1 and I don't really care. But so yeah, the two cards from this deck that have gone up in price, let me find it again, are Lance and Gwaiba. So what you might want to do, I'll talk about it more in a separate episode about seeing what cards you want to make sure, say like a new deck, you hear about it's going to come out in a new set, and there's a couple of cards that have already been out that will go up in price, maybe higher rarity things. If you hear about that, you might want to pick up those cards because even though they might go up in price because of the initial hype, they may or may not go up even more. Um, for example, just a quick example, Gen X Undyne DT. People knew the mermails would be pretty good, so the dual terminal was about $10 to $12 before they came out. And then after they came out, they're like, what, $30 to $35 for a DT Gen X Undyne, maybe even more, until they reprint it in Astral Pack. But it's still a lot of money. Stuff like that. Tour Guide, when it came out, people knew that it would be really good because of Exceeds, but they hadn't come out yet. And for some reason, it was only like $40, and it went up to 150 and then 200 for Seeker or Tour Guide. So just stuff like that. If you can see a deck, if you can kind of figure it in your deck that a deck is going to go up, if it's going to be good, something coming out, and cards that would be associated with that, you might want to pick them up because they probably will go up in price. And I will do a separate episode on that. But for this episode, Dino Rabbit, Macro Rabbit, the two cards that went up in value, Forbidden Lance and Guaiba. Those two cards went up from Lance from maybe a $4 to $5 card to an $8 to $10 card, and Dracoiba from 4 to 5 or 3 to 4 to $10 card. That's a pretty big hike, just two cards. Probably next episode I'll probably talk about Mermail Atlanteans or Harpies. I'll do more episodes on that, and I'll do a separate episode on figuring out what cards will be possibly good in the next set. If you see that sets come out with new cards and this brand new like archetype that's going to be good and cards will go with it. If you see that these cards might be good, you might want to pick them up. I'll do a whole nother episode on that. But for now, this episode was on Dino Rabbit, Macro Rabbit. The main two pricey cards now are Guaiba and Lance. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys learned something. Stay tuned for more episodes. This is Comic Free for Life, keeping it real. Signing out.